Hello. I wanted to discuss Chapter 12 with you, and the goals of this chapter is to introduce the third P, place. Chapter 12 focuses on the concept of a marketing channel, the set pathways that make a product or service available to business and consumer markets, while Chapter 13 drills down to the components of delivery, retailing, wholesaling, and logistics. The value network defined in this chapter play a pivotal role in determining product selection, availability, price, all accomplished interdependently, from a tube of toothpaste to industrial adhesives. As we will see, some channels provide more of these services than others. Retailers, e-tailers, and wholesalers differ in what functions they provide, but all propose to add value and cost to the price equation. The term supply chain is relatively new to the USA and industry in general. The term was founded by British logistician Keith Oliver, among others, in 1982. As you look at this slide, one point of interest is this concept of reverse logistics. It stands for all the operations related to the reuse of products and materials. A little bit more precisely, reverse logistics is the process of moving goods from their typical final destination for the purpose of capturing value or proper disposal. I mean, think of your laptop. Maybe you bought it from Dell or HP and it needs major work. And I've personally experienced this when I blew out the motherboard. Dell has a reverse logistics depot in the Midwest where the item is sent and repaired, and then it's shipped back to you from that particular destination. When you look at this slide about consumer industrial marketing channels, let's look at an example. Take your ordinary apple. You can go to an orchard and buy a bushel. You can go to Kroger's and buy a dozen. You can go to Speedway and buy one apple that came from a wholesaler that deals with convenience stores. You could even go to a mom and pop store to buy apples who had it delivered by a liaison called a jobber, who in turn acquired it from a wholesaler. I mean, as you might imagine, the more channel members you have, the greater the cost and therefore the price of that apple. Hopefully the value add is experienced by the end consumer. The same logic applies when distributing industrial products and services. And on this slide, we just talk about just that. There is just more one way than physical product flows. If you look at this example of a forklift, physical, title, payment, information, promotion, and probably others. This diagram exhibits characteristics of the marketing concept that we talked about at the very beginning of the course. Determining what customers need first and designing a market offering to satisfy those needs. And if you're a business, you make a profit or a surplus to be distributed if you are, say, a charitable organization. Like in the previous slide, some of the important channel management decisions deal with the types of distribution and sales channels. Please note in this slide the types of distribution examples. One could also surmise that there is also a shift upwards in price and perhaps level of service, as noted in the types of sales channels diagram on the right, as the number of available outlets decreases. Think back to consumer product categories, convenient, shopping, specialty. You could easily discern the relationship between the two concepts. The takeaway from this slide is to distinguish conventional channels, which are independent entities, with vertical or unified entities. Three standard vertical management systems are administered, like a Walmart, whose size commands conformance from its suppliers. Contractual, where license parameters rule the day of the franchisee, think of Subway, or McDonald's. And corporate, where some, if not all, the stages and processes are controlled by one entity. Safeway, as you'll see in this short video, mimics such a vertical management system. Please also note some of the logistical tools used by Safeway at their DCs. Radio frequency, material handling, and so on and so forth.
I always say that when you go into a supermarket, it is the tip of the iceberg.
Safeway is one of the largest food retailers in North America. It operates over 1,700 stores in the western and mid-Atlantic regions of the United States and in Western Canada. To support its stores, Safeway has invested in extensive distribution and transportation systems.
To continually resupply our stores in Canada and the United States, Safeway currently operates the 12th largest private fleet in North America, with over 1,100 tractors and 4,500 trailers. We travel approximately 85 million miles a year, deliver 475,000 truckloads of product to our retail stores every year.
Safeway operates 13 distribution warehouse centers in the United States and 4 in Canada. One of the company's newest centers, located in Auburn, Washington, services its stores in the northwestern United States. The sprawling 116-acre complex includes administrative offices, a recycling center, and 2 enormous warehouses. Surrounding the buildings is just over 2 million square feet of 9-inch thick concrete paving to provide a durable surface to handle the heavy truck traffic. The largest facility is the grocery warehouse. Inside are nearly 3 miles of shelving filled with product ready for shipment.
This particular building is 518,000 square feet, holds about 44,000 pallet positions, and typically will ship in the neighborhood of around 2 million pounds a day. We typically have 2 shifts that are picking products and shipping to our stores. We deliver on a 24-hour basis, 7 days a week.
An army of forklifts load incoming pallets on the shelves and make sure the ground level has product available for those who are putting together the outgoing orders to be delivered to stores.
451.
Those responsible for order fulfillment are called pickers. The headsets the pickers wear are part of an interactive computerized system designed to make assembling an order more accurate.
451. 51 cases.
The voice selection technology is a technology that has taken the place of the old paper list of the things to pick on a pallet to go to a store.
Related to horizontal marketing systems, we've no doubt experienced these every day. Banks in a grocery store, Starbucks in a Kroger's, restaurants in a video store or gas station. As outlined in the notes, many B2B concerns incorporate horizontal systems as well. Related to channel behavior and organization, unfortunately everybody just can't get along. For horizontal conflict, I've personally seen Little Caesars locations charging an extra 50 cents out of a specific neighborhood for their $5 pizzas. Apple distributors, not necessarily the Apple stores themselves, can get shortchanged by the original equipment manufacturer, Apple themselves. And Nike may offer the same products on their own website as well as to distributors without differentiation to the competitors who themselves need to work harder to sell their product. So you can see why everyone doesn't get along, whether there's incompatible goals, whether there's unclear roles, whether it's different in terms of the intermediaries dependent upon the manufacturer. And with respect to e-commerce and m-commerce, the message here is that the basic sales transaction has never been the same since e-commerce came into light in the 90s. The question is, will e and m-commerce make brick and mortar retailers obsolete? The showrooming and web rooming processes are no doubt major threats to those companies that even offer a website in addition to their brick and mortar stores. Well, that's it for Chapter 12, and have a great day.